Louis Public Schools Foundation works to engage support for and promote the education success of the St. Louis Public School District and its students. Here to share more are Dr. Beth Bender, Associate Superintendent of and for St. Louis Public Schools, and Jane Donahue of the St. Louis Public Schools Foundation. Thank you both for being here.
Of course.
So I think let's kind of just sort of set the stage for everything. When people hear St. Louis Public Schools, they know what's being said and what's being talked about, but when they hear the foundation on top too, are many people aware that there's been this foundation around since 1998, I believe?
Yeah, no, thanks so much for having us here. It's fun to be here because I get to talk about a job I absolutely love. So St. Louis Public Schools Foundation has been around since 1998. We mobilize community generosity, making sure that we get donations from corporations, foundations, individuals, and our unique mission is to make sure that 100% of those funds and our efforts go to the 23,000 amazing students of the St. Louis Public Schools. We work closely with the district superintendent, Dr. Kelvin Adams, and visionary leaders like Beth Bender. And we just want to make sure that everything we do, all the time we spend, all the money we raise, is devoted to student success. And I think that's rooted in this core idea that in St. Louis, if we're going to be a great city, then we need a first-rate school system.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think people will sometimes hear that, okay, public schools, but then you're getting private donors and you're raising money through them. What's the importance behind that, to kind of clear that up for people?
Yeah, I think that I'm a parent. I'm a parent of an SLPS grad, and I think that as a parent, you want the very best for your kids. All parents do. And you want to make sure that public schools have everything they need so that they can offer the best possible opportunities. Our St. Louis Public Schools has a population of about 23,000 students. About 85% of those students are growing up in poverty. About 25% experience homelessness at least once a year. We have 500, last year or 2 years ago, 500 new students came to us as refugees. About 15% of our students are English language learners. So when you think about the public dollars we get from the state, they just have to go further in our district and cover expenses that some affluent districts just don't have to think about. So we use the private dollars to make sure that we can give students all the opportunities that they deserve. And so the private dollars really help in areas that the public dollars just aren't covering.
Well, thank you for clearing that up, and thank you for sharing that. So we're going to kind of focus today, I think, on with college preparedness, but that falls into these kind of 4 pillars or 4 strategic areas. Can you tell us, before we get into it, what those 4 areas are that you try to focus on?
Yeah, sure. So when we kind of did a reboot in about 2014, and in that reboot, we first listened to students and families and educators and district leaders about what they wanted for their students, and if you could offer the best possible opportunities to students, what would that look like? We worked with the district on its strategic plan. It's called the Transformation Plan. And when they laid out that plan, we picked areas that would most benefit from private dollars. So these are areas that aren't funded by public dollars, really. And so that starts with early childhood education. Missouri sadly ranks very low as it relates to public funding for early childhood education. However, there's like a mountain of research out there about the importance of early childhood education. So kids that have strong starts just do better, go in school. They're more prepared, they're more emotionally prepared for success in school. So why wouldn't we want that for our kids in the city? So the district, with some foundation support and also some other sort of public funding sources, does free, full day care for 3 and 4-year-olds, so early childhood education. It's taught by a certified teacher and teacher's aide, and they learn how to be inquisitive, they learn about discovery, they learn about imagination, and they're ready for school. We measure kindergarten readiness once they graduate preschool, and about 90% of our kids are graduating kindergarten ready. And then the district also measures how the graduates of our SLPS preschool do. And across the board, they're just doing better once they start school, all the way through high school.
And the return on investment from that early childhood investment is I mean, it's incredible. I want to get into, we're going to have to go to break and then come back, and that's when we're going to focus in, Dr. Bender, get into the college and career readiness. But I'm going to put up a graphic for you to go to the website for more information, to learn more about what the St. Louis Public Schools Foundation does. We've talked a little bit about it just now in this first interview, but head to slpsfoundation.org. And when when we come back, we're going to have more, and as I said, we're going to focus on college and career readiness. So please stay with us. We're going to have more right after this break.